Alright, so I wanted to give my opinion on Elden Ring Nightreign. Personally, I think they are cooking, and I'm going to explain why. Now, as for the background footage, I did not record my own footage. First of all, you're not supposed to. I know you won't get in trouble for doing it. Fighting Cowboy had like 5,000 live viewers watching him play the beta, which is perfectly fine, but I just didn't record my footage, so I will be using the generic footage that was provided by From Software. That being said, I think they are cooking, and I think this was a very, very good idea. And I'll explain to you why. When I first heard about Elden Ring Nightreign, I thought, why are we doing this? Why is there a Fortnite Elden Ring with a shrinking map? Why are we even getting more of Elden Ring? Because keep in mind, at this point, 3 out of the 4 last games that they pumped out were Elden Ring related. And on paper, it didn't really sound good. But when you actually play the game and you get it in your hands and you experience it, you realize that the new director that Miyazaki put in charge for this project had a vision and he executed it pretty damn well. The game is extremely fun. It's very addictive. It is rewarding, even though when you die, you have to start from scratch. You get some components, relics, and a currency to upgrade your character. So you still feel satisfied at the end of an unsuccessful run. You don't feel like you completely wasted your time. And the gameplay is really engaging. And I love how they kept the core philosophy of From Software, which is the difficulty, something to overcome. The game is extremely difficult, even with 3 players. And the fact that the map is shrinking, it brings in a new level of difficulty. Usually in a From Software game, when you encounter a roadblock, you learn the pattern of the boss, you practice, you can sometimes go level up, change your equipment, and you learn how to adapt that way. Now, that is not really present here because it's always random and you are going to fight different enemies. Yeah, of course, eventually you'll recognize them, depends how much they have in there, but the new difficulty lies in quick decision making. Do I have enough time to go kill this dragon and get out of the rain? Do I have enough time to explore this area? Also, you have to make very quick decisions on the fly. Are you going to head towards a little mini dungeon that you see, or are you going to go to a Statue of America so you can get an extra Estus flask? So it brings in all these in real time quick decision making that really wasn't there before for Elden Ring. For Elden Ring or other From Software games, you had one task and it was all about executing that task and learning how to master it. You could practice as long as you want. Here you are making extremely important quick decisions on the fly. Now let's talk about the classes. At first, it had me concerned. I wasn't sure I was going to be too thrilled about having a predetermined hero with certain abilities and you can't really customize them. But after playing the game, I am actually sold on this. I tried all of them and I stuck with Wilder. I really liked the hook shot. I liked his ultimate ability and the fact that you get 1 extra life, like a last chance passive. That was really cool for me, especially since the game is really difficult. And I love how all the classes feel really different. Now, the mage class, the recluse, is really more complicated than it looks at first, and it can have all these crazy combos by absorbing different types of energies. And there will be more classes at launch, and what's even better is that they already announced post-launch content. So there will be a paid DLC. It's included with the pre-order if you get the higher version. So there will be a lot of replayability here. I just hope that the purchasing mechanics, the currency that you get is in-depth enough so you can constantly upgrade your characters. And I really do hope they have modifiers for runs. Let me explain what I mean. There is 8 bosses in the full game, so 8 different types of runs, I assume. But once you have beaten the hardest boss, what else is there to do? I hope there are modifiers that you can add like there was in the Bloodborne dungeon, so therefore you can make it more challenging or different. And honestly, I think this was a great idea. Now, some people were disappointed that this is not a true Souls-like. It absolutely isn't. It is a roguelike, Fortnite-esque Souls-like. And that's perfectly fine. You can be disappointed, but the way I see it, this is a new director. They gave him a shot, and this is what he wanted to make, and I applaud that. He wanted to make something different, all while using the assets they currently had, so it was a reasonable budget, and I think they made something pretty damn good. People say this is just a mod. There is no way that a mod would be this clean, this well executed. You have a lot of new bosses, you have old bosses with different animations, and the whole character system with the 8 classes. It's much more than a mod, but I understand how some people can make the comparison. Now, I really do hope that the next mainline From Software game will be a new Souls-like, a new IP, or maybe, a sequel, Bloodborne 2. You can only cross your fingers. But I'm happy that they are going in multiple directions, all while maintaining their core philosophy of a difficult but fair game. I mean, I never played Armored Core before, and when Armored Core 6 came out, that shit was amazing. I loved it so much, and even my 5-year-old daughter was playing it. She absolutely loved it. So I think all the initial main skepticism is unfounded. It was reasonable, to be honest, until you play the game. You could have thought that, yeah, this was a really bad idea. The main one was that it was a cash grab. The second one, it was that From Software is out of ideas and they are now just recycling content. And the third one was that they are chasing trends. And I think all of those are false because the game is super fun. So it doesn't really matter if you're chasing trends. A bunch of people chase trends. I mean, just look at Concord. It was chasing the trend of hero shooters and it failed miserably. As long as the game is fun, nobody is going to care that you are trend chasing. And at the same time, it's not like they ran out of idea. This is a new director that was given probably a limited budget and cooked up something good. So yeah, I'm really hyped for the full release. One slight inconvenience that I have with the game, and that is not the fault of the developer or the game itself, it's just the nature of the beast, is that it is time consuming to play one session. Let me explain. I have quite a few YouTube channels, so I'm pretty much editing all day. And sometimes I want to just go downstairs, play for 20 minutes while taking a break, and then move on and get back to work. This is not the game for that. Because if you are succeeding and your team is actually doing good, you are going to do all 3 nights. So you're looking at probably around 45 minutes nonstop, and you don't want to waste a single second of that. At the same time, you don't want to DC and screw over your 2 teammates that helped you and they're doing good and they're counting on you. So you have to set about 45 minutes per playthrough per every time you want to play the game. So that's why for me, it's best played at night when I have a bunch of time in front of me and I can make sure that I can commit to the whole 45 minutes. That's just a small inconvenience in my opinion, but that is just the genre of the game. It's pretty much the same thing with Fortnite or other games like that. You had to commit that the game could be long or it could be short. But like I said, that's not really criticism. That's just how it is for that type of game. I used to play a lot of Smite, and sometimes those Conquest games, they can go on for an hour. So that's pretty much it for the video. All my doubts have evaporated. I cannot wait to play the full release. And if you were doubting this game, I honestly recommend just take a look at the reviews, take a look at footage, and maybe give it a shot because I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't doubting FromSoft. Trust me, I know that they always deliver quality, but it was a new director, so I had my expectations tempered. But I was very pleasantly surprised with a small chunk of the game that we just got. So that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't expect too many videos on this channel going forward. I pretty much semi-retired it quite a while back. I don't have any expectations or aspirations to grow the channel. It's just something for fun when I have time and I want to talk to you guys. I will be reading your comments though, so feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.